Hello and welcome to the Amused with the World News Network. I'm Chad Hamilton. Where locally, a Syrian refugee renounces Islam after tasting bacon for the first time and realizing that it's more important than religion. For our next news story, I turn it over to my colleague, Brett Brunswick.
Thanks, Chad. Brett Brunswick here with your national news coverage for tonight. And at the top of the hour, we ask the question, was Hitler Jewish? A new genealogical study may in fact point to just that. Oh, the irony. And now I turn it over to Matt Kay with the intro.
Hey, things are tough and people crazy. Hey, times are hard and no one's smiling. Hey, you should be laughing. You should be laughing. You should be smiling. You should be smiling.
The world is tough and people are confused. Now is the perfect time to stay amused. So from Jason and all the good folks here at the studio, we ask you to let us help you stay
And we're
amused
back.
with the world.
Brett Brunswick. I can't keep
Chad
it.
Chad Hamilton here. Where locally?
Oh, man. Matt Kay with the intro, though. Nice.
Yeah.
He's real.
Always with the clutch, man.
What's up, everybody? This is the Amused with the World podcast, episode 7,
On schedule,
and definitely on time.
definitely.
We hope you're enjoying your night, morning, afternoon, cup of coffee, milk, cereal, water, bourbon, I don't know.
Watermelon?
Whatever you're into. Anyways, a few quick updates that I just realized we need to talk about. We're getting a website up and running, and it'll be amusedwiththeworldpodcast.com.
That's easy enough to remember.
To be determined. Hopefully I'll have that finished out. We'll have that finished out. I don't know. Maybe by the end of the month. At least put together, and we're going to have all of our episodes on there. People will be able to download directly from there or just stream from it.
Yeah, they'll be nice and organized, and they'll be
right there in a...
There'll just be another tab on the navigation bar. It'll have our episodes there, and you can just go onto that page and download directly from our site, which will make it a lot more convenient.
So dope.
If you don't want to go onto YouTube and listen to all of our podcasts like a normal person,
Yeah.
you can do it the old-fashioned way.
I understand why it might be annoying for people to even want to, because you have to leave the video open to be able to listen to it, which is kind
Yeah.
of defeats the purpose of the podcast.
We'll probably have a HTML5 player on there that people can
Yeah.
just play from. So,
And we'll also be able to, we'll have the, I will have iTunes set up soon.
We'll have that set up.
As soon as the website gets set up, everything else can happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
one swift motion. And that was our update, which is super exciting. If you enjoy us, you should definitely...
all 5 of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 10. I don't know. Maybe let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Humble beginnings.
Yes. Very humble. The humblest. We are more humble than Jesus.
Man, I think we killed it on that intro there. That was a great intro.
It was definitely spot on, for sure. Anyways, I guess we're going to talk about whatever comes up today. I don't know. How is my co-host over here, Mike Stifler? How was your... I guess got an update. Sorry. How was your week? I don't know. Maybe what has it been like? 2 weeks since we recorded?
Every week is the same for me. Not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
It's like SpongeBob's schedule. Go to work, go to work, go to work, go to work, on and on and on. So
I'm ready.
Not much has been going on for me at
Really?
all. Yeah. I guess I'm not an interesting person.
I've been noticing you've been coming home on your lunch breaks and playing video games on your lunch breaks.
A couple times this week I have.
I feel like that's a new little...
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from work, so you don't sometimes I eat lunch at my desk, which can be kind of
deflating.
Yeah, it can be a little stressed out.
Yeah.
It makes me a little stressed out because the more you're at work and the more you hyper focus on work, in every aspect of your life, the more stressed out it makes you. So you got to find time to just get away from work. You know, you don't want to always be there. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
you'll get really
you
burnt out.
get worn out. And,
Yeah. You need to get out every
yeah.
once in a while.
I wish your dad would take that advice.
I wish you would too.
I feel like we've been trying to force him out of the shop for years.
Yeah, it may stop a heart attack like 10 years down the line. Who
Like,
knows?
for real.
It might actually.
Need to like take a couple crowbars and pry him out of that chair and like
Yeah.
push him out the door. Lock
Sometimes I just say that I'm gonna go get lunch at home just to make him have to get out of the shop to go get lunch, so he can take a break from work. Because usually he won't. I'll usually just go get him lunch and then he'll stay at work. So I think that makes him a lot more stress when he has to just sit in his desk all day.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely not fun because I've had to do that too, and it's just especially with like everything that's going on with the shop right now. We're not that you guys care that much about our very personal lives that we get into, but it's been very stressful. We have like this renovation going on and an expansion, like the same time that we were completely understaffed. You know, we had our walkout and all this stuff and we're also having our busiest year of ever. All the same time, busy season. It's really hectic. Everybody's super high strung right now because of the stress. It's just through the roof.
It couldn't have been planned better. With a lot of sarcasm,
Honestly,
I say that.
Yes. It was. I mean, if you're going for fostering a stressful environment, yes, it couldn't have been planned better.
Where everything's
Absolutely.
unorganized and
It just,
construction workers walking around constantly.
dude, they're always
Contractors,
walking in and out of my
electricians.
room. Like, you know, just like
That's kind of like
that's like my room's not even an office.
well, it's
a
kind of
hallway.
it's like the main point, like connecting the
Yeah.
electrical box to everything else.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to, but it's gone on for way too long.
Yeah.
It really has.
I'm understanding of it. It'll be done by next week though.
Hopefully, yeah.
So, yeah. So that's been going on. Adjusting my hairband here.
Yeah, it's looking good.
The
man.
hair is growing out, man. I'm getting close to the man bun stage, so we'll see.
You think you're gonna go full man bun?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
I've been growing out for it's been 9 months now since I cut any hair off the top. So
well, for me, my hair grows like a couple inches in a month. Like
Yeah,
you probably
yours
remember
grows-
last month, I had short hair.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like now I have long hair, and it's
well, I
only been a
keep
month.
cutting the sides,
Man,
so it doesn't look like.
I'm gonna spend a fortune on haircuts, like because it's like $20 every time you go to the barber.
Yeah, for real. Well, I mean, if you go to like Helms, you know, it's like, I mean, it's like $10 plus your tip. I always tip 5, so it's like 15. It's not as bad. You go to a hairstylist, it's gonna be like 15 or 16 plus tip.
Yeah, that's what.
So
it
I
is.
always just round up to 20.
I go to Famous Hair.
That's where I've been going. You got me
Yeah.
to start going there. So
It's. I mean,
they get me in and out of
they're
there pretty
quick too. They're really quick.
That's the worst thing is like I love barbershops, but when you go there, you're not just getting a haircut, you're getting the barbershop experience, which is like anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour and a half or 2 hours of waiting to get your haircut and listening to everybody talk.
It's kind of
Which
like
is
a
fine if
therapy
you enjoy
session.
that. It can be nice sometimes, but also sometimes I'm just trying to get home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got.
I'm not
sometimes You
dedicating
just got to get in and out of there. 'cause
That
you don't
much of
got
my
time.
life to that.
Mm-hmm.
But Helms is great though. I can give him nothing but thumbs up. Went there for like 2 years, 3 years. Actually, yeah, went there for about 3 years. Loved every second of it. So,
Do you think that you like Famous Hair more than Helms, or do you like the experience at Helms more?
well, they're two different positives for me. Like, if I'm going to be around people, you know, other dudes, you know, in that environment, Helms is great. But if I'm just trying to get a haircut, get in and out as quick as I can, I'm gonna go to Famous Hair. It's
Right. Yeah.
it's better for that. But I mean, they both have their, you know, pluses and minuses, pros and cons, faults and positives. I don't know.
I feel like most people don't really think too much about where they go get their haircut.
I feel like I'm a faggot in that regard, and that I care way too much about my hair. I feel like that makes me a faggot. Does that make me a faggot?
Nah. I'm sure, a lot of men care about their hair.
Yeah, they do now because we're the faggot generation that cares about our hair.
That's right.
I just really wanted to say faggot a whole lot.
Personally, I've never really gone to like a classic barbershop to get my hair cut. Like one time.
Wait, so you haven't been to Helms?
No, not once.
It's something.
Yeah, I used to go to Tips, Toes, and Beyond.
There's a couple cuties that work there, though. I'll tell you what.
Wait, like men?
Women.
You just said you're a fag, so I wasn't sure.
Not in that sense. Come on. We don't use fag as insult here.
I wasn't sure.
No, but they got a couple.
Well, I could use it as a defining characteristic of Jason's personality, but, we're not
very
going to go
faggy.
there.
Yes. I wear very tight clothing. Speaking of clothing, I just ordered a sweatshirt that I'm super hype on.
Why is it so special?
Because, okay, so first of all, it was one of those stupid ads you see when you're scrolling through Instagram that looks really sketchy.
You actually bought one of those?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was pretty awesome looking, and I had to.
You're contributing to the capitalist machine, Jason.
I know.
Don't give in to the ads.
I know. We should be working for the common man. No, this is like it was a plain white sweatshirt with like I don't even know how to describe this. It was like an anime girl on it, but it was like an aesthetic. Do you ever listen to lo-fi music?
Yeah.
Like jazz, chill hop, that kind of stuff. That always has that aesthetic with it. If you don't know what it is, I urge you to go check it out because it's some of the most chill, awesome beats and music you'll listen to. It's so relaxing, and they're always like playing like they've got like rain in the background, and it's like this chill hip hop beat with some jazz influence in it, and it's
aesthetic.
Yeah, there's an aesthetic to it that they've created almost a subculture with it. Where they're like always that old school anime look with like the bright neon colors and the old city lights and the skyline and the old animation.
There's actually a live stream on YouTube that goes like 24/7 where it's just 24/7
there's
chill
multiple
hop.
that do that. Yeah. That's I was listening to some of that at work. But like anyways, it was in that I feel like Google found my my search history that I was listening to that stuff and it just happened to appear on Instagram.
Yeah, I was listening to some of that last night after Cleveland blew their 2-0 lead.
I don't want to talk. Dude, give me a second I'm still trying to cope with this.
But I really was listening to it last night.
But anyways, this was so it was a sweatshirt with just like this black and white like anime girl like on the front here that was just like chilling with like some sunglasses on or something like that. Where's the I was looking for the picture here. Here it is. Ooh. Doot doot. Okay. I can't zoom in on it, but that is it. It's at the top there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see.
It's like a really chill, like kind of oversized sweatshirt with the
We're gonna do.
Okay, we're gonna do a live call here. Hello?
Speaker, man.
Yeah, I am. Okay.
That was our live caller. Thank you for joining us today.
That was my brother. He's swinging by to pick up something, and he just thought he'd call during the broadcast. So I'm not going to edit that out.
Nah, man. We're just going to keep rolling.
We don't edit anything
It's Thursday
out
night.
here.
I ain't got time for another take.
Dude, no, we can't, man. We've been trying. We worked so hard on that intro. And sorry, guys. That was...
Dude,
my
you're
brother,
bleeding a bit.
I know, dude. My brother just came by to pick up the 64. He was pretty pissed that I've been borrowing it for 5 months without returning it, and he just pulled me outside and just like beat the shit out of me.
Did that really happen?
Actually, no, it didn't happen at all. This is a shtick. The worst shtick ever, but
It wasn't
whatever.
too bad.
I've heard of worse shticks. I don't know. What were we talking about? I got a live call, and was interrupted. Were we talking about the sweatshirt I got? And I showed you a picture of it. Anyways, so you saw the picture of it?
I saw
it's
the
really
anime
chill.
babe.
It kind of like goes with like, it's kind of that like city hipster kind of style where it's really like almost an ironic use of anime is what makes it cool kind of thing. And it's not overblown. It's not like a dragon t-shirt.
Yeah, or like your favorite anime characters.
And it's like literally just a random girl. Like, I don't even know what it's from.
Someone just sketched it and put it on a t-shirt.
Yes. And it looks really cool. It'd be like really like a streetwear kind of thing almost.
Yeah.
So.
I've seen that subreddit, streetwear.
Rape is good. Sorry. Sorry, I was quoting something.
That's from the iDubbbz Rice Gum beef that's been going on.
True. Oh. Yes.
Did you watch that?
Yes. Ooh.
That was such a good roast.
Oh, man, dude. It was,
I completely agree with Rice Gum. No, I'm kidding.
He does it.
The dude is so fucking cringe. Like, anyone could go in on that dude.
His fans are 12-year-olds. How can you not make fun of him?
Yeah.
Like, oh, God, he's just a big fat joke.
I think a majority
I'm a little
of the
bit jealous
demographic
of, his money and lifestyle, but not of who he is.
There's no amount of money that can change who he is.
And if you guys aren't aware of what we're talking about the latest iDubbbz Content Cop. I don't know if you guys watch him or not. Pretty famous YouTuber. Pretty much his Content Cop is just roasting other YouTubers who are awful, hypocritical sacks of feces. And he just goes in really hard on them. He doesn't really go in on their appearance anymore as much as he goes in on their personality and style and their lack of effort and originality. So it's really interesting. It's always good. It's always a fun time. It's like a little treat you get maybe once a month because he releases them rarely enough that it's like a novelty when it does come out, that it's like, all right, put everything down, pause, everybody put away the programs in your computer, we're watching iDubbbz.
Pretty much the entire internet just kind of stops everything.
Yes.
Like, all right, iDubbbz videos out, let's watch.
Everybody's all right.
I think that everyone who got a content cop done on them has handled it wrong except Keemstar. When Keemstar got his content cop, he kind of went along with it. He said it was a really well-made video and that they were good points. And
then he also had a Twitter meltdown about it.
I don't know if he
at the same time.
He kind of made a Twitter video where he's like, "Great video, really enjoyed it," and then
he's like, "I'm not going to respond to this because I respect iDubbbz and what he does."
There was no more drama really beyond that. But everyone else has like made it personal, made it about them. Like I got to defend myself. Everything he says is lies. Like they're so full of themselves that they can't just get over it.
It's funny because
it always gets worse because of that.
Yeah, some of them don't know how to they're not even defending the points that he's attacking. They're like stretching to other things. They're trying to deflect the conversation. Like what Rice Gum did was he didn't even focus on what iDubbbz was pointing out was his overall hypocrisy, of his overinflated self-ego and he just tried to deflect that like, guess what iDubbbz was doing was that he's a hypocrite too, but he's not. He was showing like, for instance, his one where he makes fun of the girl. Rice Gum made fun of a rape victim, on live stream with her on the live stream, like recording it, and literally made a joke about it, made her, said some weird shit.
Yeah, it made her really uncomfortable.
And then he compared that to iDubbbz literally going, rape is good,
which was the reference.
Which is literally just a bit like that. It's not even related to anything. Like that has no correlation. That's not. It's you cannot equate those two things together just because they use the word rape. Like he's just not a very intelligent person. This Rice Gum
he just
fella.
Constantly contradicts himself too. where like Ido's brought up a point in the video where Rice Gum claims that all of his videos are jokes. But then you go and watch his videos.
No, that's exactly.
And like 90% of them are serious videos about his everyday life.
Yeah, this is just who he is.
Yeah,
so he keeps using that as a deflection, but on the same hand, he keeps trying to act like this is his life. I'm like, if you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
either one or the other. And
plus, he sucks at rapping.
Oh my god, dude! I could release a better diss track than that dude.
Yeah, I mean. It sounds like he's plugging his nose when he's rapping. It's awful.
It's because he has a really nasally voice.
Yeah.
Sup guys, this Rice Gum here.
I can't even do his voice.
Sup guys, it's Ricecom here. About to drop another sick diss track.
I don't know.
It's probably one of the worst channels on YouTube that actually is popular for no apparent reason other than like starting random beefs with people just to get views and subscribers. I mean, I'm sure some people are fans of Ricecom.
I hate 12-year-olds mostly, but
Yeah.
you know, I hate this comparison, but his channel is literally cancer.
Yeah.
It's awful. But you know what? If someone enjoys it, enjoy it. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
really.
make fun of you for it.
That's all I really have to say about that.
Yep. And we will roll that one up, that little race ball, and toss it in the trash because we're done with it. That's our bid on it. Because I feel like it's going to be one of those things that gets run into the ground here pretty shortly.
Yeah. I mean,
It might already be.
I think it's pretty much like winding down now.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Yeah.
It was
L
fun,
has
though.
been taken.
You know-
W has been taken. And that's the end of it.
He did release a content deputy or whatever afterwards too, but it's over and done with. He has been burnt to the ground. A nice simmering pile of burnt rice, fried rice, fried rice.
Yeah, it's fried rice.
fried
now.
rice now.
I like that. It's
And-
fried rice.
Yeah, we all just move on now. And what else has been going on lately? I mean, a lot of things I don't want to talk about because they're really deflating.
Well, this is the Amused with the World podcast.
So we gotta make
we
light of-
We can talk about whatever we want. So.
True. Honestly, though, the most amusing thing to happen recently was Worcester becoming this is completely different direction, folks. Worcester, Ohio, was ranked 37th in the nation for best places to live.
Yeah,
Among
best small town places.
They consider small
Yeah.
town any town under 100,000
Right,
population.
right.
So apparently we're special. I don't see it. Other people do. I think it's hilarious that it's so funny that the locals that have lived here for like 40, 50, 60 years are just like, oh yeah, man, I knew this was coming. We deserve a higher spot, you know. Ooh, this place is awesome. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah, my reaction was just like, okay, cool. So like a national syndicated news organization kind of ranked us highly, but like, okay. I mean, it's not like we're first place. We're number 37. You
I don't know how nationally syndicated it was because it was
Money Magazine, right?
Is Money Magazine big?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
They're a national magazine.
You gotta be big with the name Money Magazine, right?
You'd think. But that could be just one guy in his basement that's like starting a record label called Mad Money
Records.
Mad Money Records. Do you know how many record labels are out there? It's just ridiculous. Everybody has a record label now. But no, yeah, you're right. It was Money Magazine. And this was directly after being named by Ohio Magazine as one of the state's best hometowns. So there's that. And here's a couple brilliant quotes from people that live here. Oh, this is great. Upon learning that Worcester had been ranked this year as the 37th best place to live in the country, Matthew Foster didn't believe it. It's clearly a mistake. He should be higher. It should be higher. Is Worcester a he or a she? No, it's an it. It should be higher, Foster said.
Use proper pronouns, Jason.
What do you think our city's preferred pronoun is?
They. Them.
Them should be higher, Foster said emphatically Tuesday as he ate his lunch outside the Mazzo's family restaurant and pizza downtown. It's low, most definitely, said the 52-year-old pharmacist who grew up in the community. This town has got it going on.
Oh,
quote,
yeah.
End quote. That's hilarious to me. Is I'm like, they just randomly interview some random person in front of Mazzo's. Like, this guy.
It's probably just some homeless guy. Like, yeah, I love to live here. Everyone
No, I said
gives
it
me
was
money.
The pharmacist, dude. We've probably done work for them. If that's the pharmacy that's
Ritzman?
Ritzman, probably.
Yeah.
Wait. But they said his name was Matthew Foster. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I find it entertaining. What are your thoughts on being ranked 37th?
Well, I definitely didn't expect Worcester to come up as one of the top places to live, but
I honestly didn't even know they ranked that.
I didn't even know they ranked.
Do you think people are
towns.
looking at that list and they're like, well, did it make the list? Fuck, honey, we can't move.
No.
It's not on the list. They're just like,
just like, we're the best place to live. I got a 37. That sounds like a good rank.
that sounds
Let's move
decent.
to Worcester.
Yeah, man. I wonder. It just makes me sad to know that there's only 36 places better than the one I currently live in.
Well, that's just someone's opinion.
True.
True. But it is based on like medium incomes and crime rates, right?
It's probably based on both of those, and probably like how much real estate costs to own, taxes, education system. I would hope that they're factoring all of those things in. Or it's just small town politicians bribing people in magazines with a little bit of money to make their town look better. Because
I think that's what it might be.
see some of that going on. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, Worcester's got like some
Small town money, dude.
small town money.
I want to call out small town money a little bit right now because like there are a few families in this town that, if you guys know, that absolutely run. Like, I wouldn't say that they're in positions of power everywhere, but they are in...
They have a lot of influence.
They have a ton of influence.
Yeah.
You know, they have a lot of the say-so when it comes to legislation or, you know, what is allowed or preferred to go on in this city. And they do it because they make lots of donations to the right foundations, people, whatever. They've got their names on the sides of buildings. They own massive tracts of land, either in real estate, blah, blah, blah. So you could reasonably assume they have a lot of influence, and I've definitely seen that. I'm of the mindset, now, call it a conspiracy theory, but most of these people I feel like are involved, or some of these people are involved with the Mason Lodges. I'm just saying, I'm drawing a connection that we all know is there, especially considering it's Worcester. I don't care if I get labeled a conspiracy theorist. I know for a fact some of the higher ups, like you're talking people, I don't even want to, in city councils, school boards, you think small town politicians, that kind of stuff, like small town businesses, some of these business owners feel like they're involved with the Mason Lodge stuff, and that's some weird shit. Let me just say. Not judging anybody that's involved with the Mason Lodge stuff, but I know for a fact some weird shit goes on there.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you want to say?
Yes. I mean, well, not all I want to say. I could talk about Freemasons for a long time, but
it seems like it's kind of amplified in small towns because everybody kind of knows each other.
Everybody knows everybody.
And stories get passed around to the point where it's kind of just
I'll put it this way. I have some insider knowledge. I will not give away my sources. But I know that people that get involved with the Mason Lodge, they tend to progress quicker in their careers, in their individual efforts and stuff like that, because pretty much what it is, and there's nothing wrong with this per se, depending on how you look at it, is they get to meet with people of influence that can help bring them up through the ranks, so to speak. And when they're connected with that community, it's easier for them all to progress in their careers, financially, things of that nature. It's like a special club, so to speak. And typically the people that move into positions of power have to be a part of that club to get to the point they want to reach. And the freakiest thing is this shit is in every single small town in America.
Yeah.
Like every single, especially like you think in Midwest and the South, East Coast. I'm sure it's on the West Coast too, but just about every small town has that influence in it, which is kind of terrifying because all these lodges are over each state. All the lodges in a state are like overseen by like a grand lodge or something, a grandmaster they call it, or something
lodge
that gets to decide who he doesn't get to pick the masters of the smaller lodges, but he's the only one that can remove someone that becomes the master of a lodge or whatever
lodge
they call
master. I don't know.
something like that.
Grand Wizard.
This isn't the KKK. No, they're not burning crosses.
So they're not
or
like
hanging people.
baby-eating psychopaths, right?
I don't know
I
if-
hear the hazing rituals are actually kind of scary and intense.
It's
Like,
weird.
People
It's
getting like
very-
waterboarded and beat up and like.
I don't know about waterboarded, but I feel like every lodge is different because the way that it runs is that a master of a lodge has 100% say over what happens in that lodge. Absolutely. The only way he can be removed is by the grandmaster. If the people of the lodge elect him, he can't be removed by them. He can only be removed by the one that's above him from the regional sect or whatever.
By
It's
the
really
regional
weird.
Grand Wizard.
Yes. Yes, you just I'm taking your cape.
Hand over the cape.
Oh. Yeah, so it's weird and it's kind of terrifying, but also exciting because like I love that.
Yeah, who doesn't like a good conspiracy?
Who doesn't like a good conspiracy? And this is all a lot of this is conjecture. Some of this is bits and pieces of knowledge that I've accrued, but weird shit, dude.
Yeah, really.
So how did I even get talking about that? But
I'll have to listen back.
I'll have to when I'm editing this, I'll have to figure out what I was talking about originally.
Yeah, really.
Oh, we were talking about the 37th ranking that we received.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Of all places, Worcester, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think now is a great time, and I'm sure Mike would agree with me, for a little intermission. We will get a little word from our sponsors in here. Yeah, so we'll be right back.
Son of a bitch!
And we're back from our intermission break there. It's good to be back. We smashed
again,
some pizza and
Thanks to our sponsors for sponsoring this episode.
all of one of you.
Yeah, that's
Shouts out. Anyways, so, oh man, what were we talking about?
Well, I know what we're gonna talk about.
What are we going to talk about?
We're gonna talk about the Szechuan sauce situation.
Oh my god, that's right. How could I forget this?
So last Saturday, McDonald's ran a promotion. It's kind of under wraps. They didn't really have a lot of marketing material on it. It was kind of just people who knew about it would line up at McDonald's and get the coveted Szechuan sauce. And McDonald's didn't realize that there was so much anticipation for this event that they only gave most stores like 20 to 40 packets of sauce. So supplies were like super limited across the country.
They had like lines out the door at like 7 a.m. because these fat neckbeards finally rolled out of their beds in their mother's basement and decided to be early for something for once in their lives.
They just woke up and they're like, Szechuan sauce.
They're like, get thrifty. Yeah.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Morty, look at me.
Yeah, I heard somebody actually got stabbed
What?
over the sauce. Yeah, so apparently like there's a couple people in line and someone got sauce and it was like the last person to get sauce and someone got super jealous and just stabbed a guy over it.
Was it with a bread knife?
A bread knife. Yeah, he got stabbed in the neck with a bread knife over some Szechuan sauce. But it's ridiculous how like the internet kind of just overreacted to this, and I think it's McDonald's is partially to blame by giving out just super limited quantities.
Yeah, it.
Because like everyone was super hyped for the Szechuan sauce, and when you're super hyped for something and you think you're gonna get something and you don't get it, you generally overreact.
Yeah.
Kind of like how most people did.
It's such a stupid thing. I saw a video of some dude who got the first pack and he like was in a parking lot and he like threw it on the ground and like the crowd was around him and they're all like chanting, smash it, smash it. And then he like just steps on it with his foot and then they're like dipping their McNuggies like in it off of the ground and eating it. I'm like, what even is this?
I didn't even hear about that. Holy
See, this
shit.
is what happens when memes try to translate into real life and they just make everybody look retarded.
It gets really cringy really fast.
It's like, look at me, guys. I was just pretending to be a retard.
Yeah, it's like nah, no, you weren't.
You
were
just
not.
look like a retard. Just 100%.
Not to mention the sauce packets are going for like $300 a pack on eBay right now.
So stupid. Oh my god.
I feel bad for all the people that actually bought them, because McDonald's recently came out again and said that they're going to run the promotion again, and they're going to actually have enough for everyone this time.
Well, yeah, they had lines out the door, so
Yeah,
good
it's-
business
it's like,
tactic.
you had your chance to make this right the first time, and you chose to just like half-ass it. So I don't think it's going to be as special the next time. So like, why even run the promotion if you're just going to give each store like 20 packets? It's like, I mean, everyone knew that the event was coming. There was a Rick and Morty fan, those highly intelligent individuals.
Dude, I can't even watch the show. I just don't
I feel like-
understand the humor.
I feel like
it's like high caliber intellectual humor that like someone of like a normal average Joe like me can't even fathom it. So I can't even enjoy it because it's too smart for me.
Yeah, most of the jokes
So-
just go right over my head because I'm just not smart enough to understand them.
Just right over, man.
I kind of feel like the show, like for me at least, is kind of ruined because of that. Because all those fucking normies that lined up to get their Szechuan sauce because they think that they're a part of the counterculture, like in Rick and Morty now, huh?
Yeah.
No. So it's kind of ruined for me now.
No, it is a good show, but the fan base is.
Yeah, the
Awful.
fan base kind of showed their true colors.
I mean, we all kind of knew. Like we've
Yeah.
seen these Rick and Morty fans online, with the way that on the forums and stuff, and they're awful. Just annoying people.
I
They're
like
so
Justin
annoying.
Roiland, but like,
Oh no, I love the show. The show is
it's-
great.
it's
But
a-
like they're trying to paint it as something that's like of a caliber that people can't comprehend and only geniuses get this show, and then it's like this.
that was kind of the running joke. Yeah.
They're trying to make it bigger than what it is. It's a fucking TV show, guys.
It's like in a really hyper aggressive fan base too. It's like, I really like the show. I'm gonna get my sauce, and there's nothing that's gonna stop me.
Morty, this shows it's too smart for the regular human mind to comprehend, Morty. Nothing in life matters, Morty. Everything's just, we're all gonna just die in the end.
I haven't actually watched a lot of the shows. I've just like watched clips and stuff. Like with most things I watch. I can't really dedicate myself to a TV series at all.
Is it your attention span can't?
It's probably that, and I prefer movies. I like to just sit down and watch a movie for 2 hours
Not
instead
just
of
clips of movies.
not just clips of movies. No, I like to actually watch movies.
Right.
Because then you don't have to like wait for another episode to come out. You know, everything wraps up in under 2 hours, and then you get a resolution. Or with TV shows, you have to wait around season to season, sometimes even 10 seasons to get a resolution to the story. You know, it's a little bit ridiculous. That's why I can never get into things like Game of Thrones or,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, it's coming up on its last season now. It's got 7 seasons out there, and it's a lot of content there.
I couldn't stay interested in something for that long.
Even Dustin got into it now.
Really?
He's into it. I was talking to him this morning, and it might have been yesterday, but he was just like, man, I just don't have time anymore. He's like, now I'm watching Game of Thrones. And I'm like, you're watching Game of Thrones? I just asked you the other week, and you said you don't watch it.
I think
he's
his
like,
wife
yeah,
kinda
man, I
influenced
watched
that.
one episode, and they had me hooked, man. I'm like 3 or 4 seasons deep now, man. After 1 week.
I kind of don't want to get sucked into it. Maybe I would like it if
Yeah.
I started watching it, but
So there's a small faction of the Game of Thrones fan base that's also awful. As with most things that gain a lot of traction, they get part of that fan base gets really obnoxious. And they're always like digging up really old quotes to be like, this was foreshadowing this. It's like one line talking about a cake, and it's just like, oh, they were referencing how this kingdom was going to overthrow this kingdom. And it's just like, guys, stop. There's foreshadowing in everything, but just stop for a second. Like, oh,
I feel like everyone's just got to have something to just like numb out their meaningless lives. You know, you just got to have something to just pull yourself out and like, okay, I'm going to watch a TV show for 9 hours so I don't have to think about my lame existence.
yeah. This is, dude, exactly. That's exactly what it is, man. There's 2 things in life, I believe, and that is 2 things that humans need or use, and that's escape and recognition. And obviously escape is like watching TV shows, listening to music constantly. I tend to do that, like nonstop. always doing something. That's the escape part of it. And then the other side of it is like the recognition that you need to be acknowledged by others. You need to be in the limelight. You need to be seen and heard, felt.
Held closely.
Nut to butt.
Butts to nuts.
No, that's what I've found. Well, maybe that's just my life, but I've seen it in other people too. I've talked to people. I feel like that's a common theme in life as the human race goes. But yeah, so word to the fan bases out there, self-awareness. Really be introspective about how you're appearing to other people, because most of the time you're just coming off as obnoxious. And it's tiring. It is very tiring to deal with.
Especially when you obsess over something as, somewhat meaningless as a TV show. I mean, it may be really important to you, but for other people who really just do not care, I mean, it's Game of Thrones. It's a TV show. I mean, you can have conversation about it, and that's cool. But if I'm not into it, and you're talking about Game of Thrones, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I think the reason that it got so much appeal is because it really did things a lot differently than a lot of shows do, and it took people for a loop, and they loved every second of it. Myself included. Now, I read the books beforehand, so I kind of knew it was going to happen, but it does things a lot differently. You're not used to seeing on like mainstream television, so I think that's why people really attached themselves to it, is that it was very new, very fresh.
But was it really a new concept, though?
I mean, when you get it down to the bare bones of anything, all the concepts have been done before. Everything's been done before, but it's the way it did it. Like, no character is safe, anybody can die kind of aspect of it. The fact that they went for a more political, dark side of... It's not like a fantasy fairy tale where everything works out in the end. It's really dark and gritty and really realistic for what it is and the way it portrays itself. And there's so many characters and so many different interactions that there's so much going on and interwoven in the story and the lore that makes it a lot deeper than what you'd expect it to be if you just like read a synopsis on it. So I think that's what people really attach themselves to, because it did things differently. And also it was very high budget. Like, not originally, but after like the first season, it became very high budget. So it's really well executed, really well produced and directed, and the acting in it is incredible. So
I heard recently that like the entire storyline for the rest of the seasons got leaked. Did you hear about that?
Apparently
like someone
the rumor
hacked
was there were
HBO
some
or
scripts.
something?
They got a hold of the scripts for season 8. I don't know if it's real or not, but I read the scripts and it seems plausible. Now, this script leak happened before season 7 had even finished airing, and this script went through the end of season 7 and all of season 8, and all the plot points kind of connected from the end of what ended up being the end of season 7 for what will be the beginning of season 8, we think. So there's a chance. Also, this same person was the same one that leaked the season 7 script that turned out to be like 100% true. Oh. So there's a chance that this is the absolute, like...
But do you think you kind of ruined it for yourself, though, by reading the script? Because I know that you like Game of Thrones, so...
Not necessarily, because I read the script leaks for season 7 before I watched the last, 3 episodes of the season. I read the script leaks of it, and I still watched it, still enjoyed it, still loved it. Yeah, in some sense you're spoiling it for yourself, but man, dude, I just couldn't wait, man. I'm like a crack addict. I'm just like, yo, got any more of that? Got any more of that Game of Thrones, though, man? I'm trying to get some Game of Thrones. It was one of those things.
I'm not a big fan of spoilers. Like, there are some people who like to see the end of a video game before, they actually play it, so they know what to expect, but it's kind of like that whole Fallout 4, spoilers thing where everyone was talking about how the game ended just to ruin it for people. I think it's kind of like that for me, where I don't want to see spoilers. I kind of just want to have my own experience.
And I'm the same way typically, especially when it comes to video games now, because it feels like the entire game has already been played for you before you even touch a game, with all the reviews and all the gameplay that goes up and everything that's posted, the news, and all the constant updates from developers that It's like you already played the game before you touch it.
Yeah,
So-
really. And not to mention with Fallout 4, they showed the end of the game like in the teaser trailer. You know? You remember
Yeah.
that? Like
I mean, I don't know if I saw that specific trailer, but
Yeah, they showed all 3 endings. All 3 main faction endings in the trailer.
of course.
It's like
why
I
would
guess
you do
nobody
that?
really knew that was what the endings
That's
were.
the thing is they'll show you the ending, but you don't realize it's the ending till you already get there, and then you're like, oh.
It's just like,
It's like, oh, that's what that
it's
was.
like, why Bethesda? Why? I was so hyped for that game. I pre-purchased it and everything, man. That's like the first time I pre-purchased a game because I was so in love with
Yeah.
Fallout 3.
Yeah, I don't pre-order anymore.
No,
at
I
all.
don't.
I used to pre-order a lot, and then I realized it's literally you're paying for something in advance that you're not sure you're gonna enjoy. What's the point in that?
Yeah, like
Like you can always wait and buy it whenever you want.
yeah, I'll wait and I'll see the reviews, then I'll buy it. The totally honest reviews that are definitely not paid.
Definitely not. Yeah, we all know it was what was that? Gamergate or whatever that was 3 years ago now, where they found out that publishers no it was journalists were sleeping with or no, was it the game devs were doing favors for the journalists reviewing their games? It's like sexually.
Really?
Yeah. That's what triggered the whole Anita Sarkeesian thing about like
Oh yeah, it
feminism
was
in
Anita
gaming.
Sarkeesian.
What started it all, I think, was one dude's girlfriend was found out to be sleeping with game reviewers of her game or something like that, or a game she worked on or something like that, to get a good review score on it. And that got found out and blew up. That's where Milo came from. It was like he was a part of that original article that was written on it. And then that they tried to transform that into the whole game industry is sexist.
It was another
because-
4chan culture war.
yeah. There's all these fat loser gamer boys got all pissy about it, and they started like harassing people like online, which is you shouldn't do, right? But on the same aspect, we lost sight of what the whole point of that thing was the ethics in game journalism, like not sleeping with, you know, developers or whatever, or I mean, not
Or
sleeping
vice
with
versa.
journalists, I should say, to get good game review scores. Like that was supposed to be the whole point of it, and that got detracted somewhere. So yeah, it was.
I think recently about the whole Steam review thing. How
What's with
when
that?
when games would get like bad press for something, even though they're good games, people would go and review bomb them on Steam, like give them bad reviews, like with the whole Fallout 4 mod debacle. Remember that? So like massive amounts of people went to Steam and they gave it a bad review just for that one thing,
Just for
even
that
though
one thing, yeah.
though maybe they really liked the game. But
And the game in and of itself could be objectively a pretty good game, but people will come in masses and droves to go shit on something to feel like they're a part of something or that they're doing something. I think they should just keep user reviews separate from critic reviews the same way Metacritic does it. I think that's a better method because then you can gauge two different audiences.
well, what Steam did is that they introduced a chart that showed how the reviews were up to that certain date. And then it drawed where the date was where the bad reviews started to come in. And
Now
it-
that's an even
and
better
it would,
method.
It would just show a huge red line spike of bad reviews, so you can
so you
kind
can
of
see the reviews over the course
Yeah,
of
so it
time.
doesn't just impact the entire review
Yeah.
score. And
But also in the same aspect, like if a game released an update that royally fucked things up for itself and made the game a lot worse, and people were legitimately upset and the game wasn't as fun or as playable now.
yeah, I think the
you should
charts would
get
show
lower
that
review-
then
yeah.
over time, because if the game doesn't fix itself,
Yeah.
it's going to keep getting.
But the
bad
idea is that
reviews.
they're showing the chart to try and prove a point about people just mass reviewing
I
games
think
to
that
give
was
them
the
bad
main
reviews.
point, yeah, I think that all kind of stemmed off of the whole PewDiePie situation where he said the N-word on stream.
Oh man.
And then, like, the Firewatch developer kind of like said that they're gonna DMCA every one of PewDiePie's videos. So
Yeah.
they review bombed Firewatch, and that's
Yeah.
where the whole Steam chart thing.
Now that
came
I
from.
kind of, they're trying to make a point there, and I'm not always for. I don't like the hordes of disgruntled people, mobbing something like that. Because, like, that's one part of a team of people that put together a game they worked really hard on. Now, what the guy said, I don't agree with that. Like, yeah, PewDiePie messed up royally. Like, seriously, fucked up, kind of. But you don't say, well, we're just not gonna show that. Like, the response to it is not, like, allowing this guy's content to be viewed. Like, the DMCA, like, how can you respond to an emotional thing by actually fucking over one of your customers? That makes no sense to me. That's not how you respond to that. Be like, we disagree with him and everything he said, but we're not going to take down his videos. How can you even ethically do that because you disagree with him? Because that opens up Pandora's box.
Not to mention how much revenue PewDiePie racks in for game devs when he plays one of their games.
Yeah, they're not going to remove his stuff.
Publishers and game developers need YouTubers to make money, because if none of the YouTubers play any of their games, then they're not going to make money, because that's where everyone in like the millennial age range kind of get all their gaming news and kind of see how games are before they buy, and they go on YouTube and like see what their favorite YouTuber thinks of it. So I think that game developers should really be worshiping YouTubers, because that's where a lot of their money comes from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, my favorite YouTuber played game X, I should go play it,
I'm like, you can disagree with something the guy said, wholeheartedly, but it's using an emotional appeal to hinder someone else in an actual kind of way. Like, PewDiePie used a word. You're trying to tear him down for using a word, and it opens Pandora's
they're just trying
box.
to play the moral high ground.
When you say that you're saying something, and I don't agree with what PewDiePie said, it was messed up what he said. But if you're saying that someone, if they have an opinion or say something that you don't agree with, that you can just destroy their content, tear it down or whatever, you're essentially eliminating like fundamentals like free speech. Now, I understand YouTube's a private entity, a private company. They can do what they want technically, but as far as the ethics go, you shouldn't be able to be like, well, I don't agree with your opinion, so you shouldn't be allowed to have it.
Yeah, it sets a bad precedent for every other game developer
so many
and
things,
YouTuber.
It makes you look reactionary. All you had to do is be like, because what they were is they were capitalizing on that.
Yeah, really.
That moment that made the news. It was such a big deal. It's almost like
not to mention it
revenue.
Puts a game that's like a year and a half old back in the spotlight again.
Yeah,
which I'm sure generated them some more sales.
What PewDiePie did brought them in probably more people into their game,
or kind of what they took advantage of PewDiePie to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that video blew up even before they responded to it.
Yeah, but there's this whole Twitter beef on it then, where the Firewatch developer was talking mad shit afterwards, and it wasn't a good situation. It made the gaming culture look even worse than it is now.
It's gaming culture is just kind of embarrassing
sometimes.
It's
super toxic.
Yeah, I firmly believe that I had more fun with games before I even knew, like, before the internet was like a big deal. Like, when I didn't have the internet, I could just sit there and play a game, and I wouldn't even know if it was supposed to like it or not, because I wasn't looking at any reviews or anything. I was just playing whatever we had, and I enjoyed every second of it. And now it's like I have predetermined in my mind based on reviews or what people talk about now, or what I should be playing or what I shouldn't be playing. And it's just like, it is toxic also, because everybody's so serious about it. You're playing video games, all right? Like, just if you're enjoying yourself, that's all that matters. Like, all it is at the end of the day is a form of entertainment. So, I don't know.
I think the internet
almost feel
toxicity for gaming culture has kind of stemmed from the whole I have to be edgy online 24/7 no matter what. And you, like, for instance, in CS:GO, it's kind of hard to find serious teammates to actually play the game with anymore, because everyone's trying to be an edgy meme lord and trying to crack jokes and just throw the entire time, just so they can, like, make fun of you or kind of just go along with their friends.
And they're just trying to troll and be...
Yeah, it's I mean, not saying that I'm just super serious gamer. Like, get out of my lobby, kid. Why are you trying to be edgy? I'm trying to play
No,
the
but
game.
you're just trying to get that
it's a
escape and have some
trend.
fun.
But it's a trend among like most of the people that I've met in online
Yeah.
games, and it never really used to be like that. Like, it's ruined quite a few good games. The toxicity of people.
I hate to say that it's like, well, back in my day kind of thing, but really, I felt like it's kind of started to ruin gaming for me completely. Like, I can't experience and get lost in the gaming like I used to be able to. I mean, there's other aspects that play into that, but it has a lot to do with the whole culture around it, and it sucks. Like, I just want to sit down and enjoy a game. Like, but then you see some stuff on the internet and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't play this. I don't know.
Like,
Or before it's like, oh, it's my favorite series. I got to play it no matter what. I don't care, you know. And then you really enjoy it, like you said.
Yeah. And just, oh god, the gaming forums are toxic too.
That I haven't really seen. I never really got into the gaming forums.
I mean, I never did either except one. I was on NeoGAF for a while, and that place is awful too. I've said a lot of things are awful today, but NeoGAF honestly might take the cake.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the first stop shop for like gaming news. Like, everything gets posted there because these people are hardcore about it, and I was too at the time. And so, just to get like approved on that website is like a lengthy process. To get on the website, you have to have like a paid email address and all this stuff because they're like, only legit gamers, no trolls, which is a great idea, but it just ends up being like anybody that disagrees with the mods just gets banned immediately. Like, I got banned because it's really left leaning gaming forum, and which is fine. Like, I don't mind it, but it's like a gaming forum. I just want to talk about the games, but everyone wants to bring it back to like they're just trying to interject like third wave feminism into every game and try and just tear each game apart way deeper than it needs to be instead of just enjoying the game. And there was some article, the only reason it got posted is because it had to do with the founder of Rift.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but apparently he was gonna donate to Trump or something. I think what it was is he was gonna donate to the Donald Trump subreddit, or the subreddit was gonna donate to him or something like that. Either way, they were gonna be intertwined some way, which never actually happened because I know the story of that, but I won't get into it. Either way, people were just like saying that subreddit is a white supremacist hideout or something like that, and it's just a bunch of white supremacists. And I got on there and I finally like commented, and I was like, it's not a white supremacist subreddit, it's a Donald Trump subreddit. Feel one way or the other about that, whatever. And then I got banned immediately.
Yeah,
literally for just defending the fact that I'm not like a white, like, it doesn't even make, like, I got banned for defending myself. Like, that's how you know that like you're stuck in a complete like echo chamber, is that like I didn't even disagree with anything saying. I just said that's not what that subreddit is. You've probably never even been on it, kind of thing. And I'm not on it anymore either because I'm over the politics. But
it seems to me for like a gaming forum,
I got permanently banned. I've been on that website.
Too political.
Yeah, I was on that website for a year, and like I got to know some of these people like online. I was there like for the whole Final Fantasy 15 launch. Like we would like live stream and have NeoGAF chats on the Twitch streams for like game announcements for this game, and I got to know some of these people. Like, everybody was fine with me before, and then I just get like permanently banned for having like a differing opinion. I just like, seriously? Like, I didn't even get like a 3-week ban or a 3-day ban. It was just done. And I'm like, that's why that place is what it is.
NeoGAF.
So, it's pretty bad.
More like neo-Nazi.
Neo-feminazi.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I hate that word too.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb
Feminazi
word.
is stupid.
I feel like they're a little bit too political for their own good because they're a gaming forum, right?
Is what yeah they are, but they always try and put like a political twist on everything, or a twist how the game industry doesn't treat women right or doesn't portray them right in video games and all this stuff. Like, they're trying to make gaming more than what it is. Yeah. I'm like, it's video games. Like, you need to take it for what it is. Now, granted, the site was great for like a news aggregate where it would just pull stories immediately. You had insider info. You have developers of video games on that site, like actual insiders. Like any story in gaming pretty much filters from there. So that was cool that you would see that all firsthand and happening in front of you. But on the other hand, then you have to deal with the cancerous environment that it was, and everybody is so uptight and upset about everything. Like nobody is ever satisfied on that site. Like you could say you love this game and you'll have 20 people be like, that game was shit, like it did, the graphics were increased, but I feel like the story was super lacking in the sequel, in this part when so and so does this thing, like, and they're just like, dude, stop.
They're just
like,
overanalyzing
like
everything.
overanalyzing everything. It was pretty bad. But yes, anyways, I'm just gonna, before I rant for too long, I think we're gonna wrap it up right about now.
Before Jason has a stroke.
The vein is popping out of my forehead currently. Yeah. Anyways, guys, if you want to send us comments, stories, you know, if you want to be a sponsor, anything like that, or if you want to send us news articles for us to react to or videos, I don't care. Our email is
amusedwiththeworldpodcast@gmail.com. And don't be shy, people. You
like
can send us
seriously,
anything
we're
except shit posts. Please don't send us shit posts.
please shit post.
Please don't shit post your email.
Yeah, that's gonna be a wrap tonight. And as always,
Don't drink and drive.
never. And y'all have a good night or a morning or an afternoon or whatever you're doing. Cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Bye.
Signing off. Amused with the World podcast. It's the best thing in the world.
Thank you for me.